So if you saw my previous video, I talked about what the costs are to launch a fashion brand. So I kind of didn't have time to break down what these costs would be. And I think that will give you a much better understanding of what it's really going to take when you're starting from scratch. So obviously, you're going to have to make your designs. And when you're making a custom design, you're going to need to be able to produce these documents called tech packs. So either you're going to have to pay for them or you're going to have to make them yourself. And even before that, when you're starting a brand, you're going to incorporate, right? So you need to pay a company setup fee. And not only that, trademarking is something that you shouldn't overlook. And trademarking, depending on where you're going to trademark, is actually going to cost a fair amount of money unless you do it yourself. But nobody really does it themselves because if you're not a trademark attorney, the process is very, very complicated. So after all of the legal stuff and incorporation is out of the way, you're going to basically start sampling. And like I said, you have that tech pack fee. But not just that, after you submit your tech packs to your manufacturer, you're obviously going to have to pay for the sample fees. I recommend to never get free samples because if it's free, then you technically don't own it. So if the manufacturer copies your design, you can't really prove that you are the one that has the ownership to this. So again, I'm very much against free sampling. I think that you should always pay for your samples because also if things go wrong, then you have a leverage, to basically tell them to fix it because you paid for it. Now, let's say you're super happy with your samples and you approve them. So then you're going to go to production, which means you're going to have to pay for this bulk manufacturing as well as the shipping, right? And if you're launching it online, you're going to need photos and content. And therefore, either you are able to take these photos yourself or you're going to have to hire a photographer, a model, and get all of that sorted, as well as designing your website and just all of these things that are required to set up all your sales channels. So if you're going to be selling online, you're going to have to pay for the website development, or let's say you're going to be opening a store, that's an additional expense that you have to account for as well. And on top of that, there's also marketing costs. And this is, of course, going to vary depending on what your plans are with your brand. Are you going to be paying influencers or working with influencers in exchange for products? So these are just some of the running expenses that I can think of. And these are the major ones, but there's so much more. So if you want to learn more, make sure to follow me and I'll see you in the next one.